going to talk about non-count nouns, or what we call uncountable nouns. Okay, we're going to give an introduction to your non-count nouns and count nouns also, because we can't talk about non-count nouns without talking about count nouns. Your count nouns or countable nouns are nouns that can be counted. You can say it can give you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. You can say a pen, 2 pens, 3 pens, 4 pens. Okay. It has this number attached to it. It's sane to count it. It's reasonable to count it. It has that property. Okay. It's possible. Okay. It has that possibility. We can count it. Okay. But when we talk about non-count nouns, we mean nouns that cannot be counted at the basic level. Nouns that cannot be counted at the basic level. We cannot count it. Or let me say, maybe properly, that it doesn't make sense to count them. Non-count nouns are nouns that we cannot count. They are uncountable. Examples, we have rice, we have beads, we have luggage, okay, we have jewelry, we have traffic. I think you should get your writing materials. We have research, we have knowledge, we have milk, we have intelligence, we have coffee, we have bread, we have meat, we have water, we have education, we have health, hair, advice, blood, fire, wood. Okay, we have all of these examples. You discover that in our primary and secondary schools, we are being taught that no-count nouns are nouns that we cannot count. We have been taught these rules that guide them. For instance, the first rule is that your no-count nouns should not take plurality. Should not take S or ES, basically. Your no-count nouns should not take S or ES. That means you cannot have informations. We cannot have advices. We cannot have cutleries. Because it makes sense that in the fact that if you cannot count them, then why should we put S or ES at the back, IES at the end of it, if indeed they cannot be counted? So they don't have this plural marker, S. You can't say meats. All right? You can't even say 2 meats. I say, oh, give me 2 meats. When people say it always, give me 2 meats. I have one advice for you. That is wrong. Okay? I have a luggage. Please give me a feedback. No. I want to buy a bread. That is wrong. You can have breads. You can have feedbacks. You can have meats. Okay? The second, I've already talked about the second. They don't take indefinite article. A or an. They don't. You can have a sugar. Because in fact, the A and indefinite article A and an gives us a singular property. Indefinite article A and an gives us, indefinite articles A and an give us a singular property, a singular feature. So when you're saying a sugar, you're saying that this is one. When you're saying a knowledge, this is one. When you're saying a wood, this is one. Okay, because non-count nouns, it's important to know this, non-count nouns are generally regarded as singular nouns. Non-count nouns are generally regarded as singular nouns, and they attract singular verbs. They attract singular verbs. Now the third thing, okay, I've said the first thing is that they don't take S or ES. You can't have cutleries, advices, information. All of these usage, okay, all of these is incorrect. Okay? They should not attract indefinite article. They don't take indefinite article here on. You can have a sugar, a knowledge, a wood, a traffic. Okay. The third thing, okay, is that since these no count nouns cannot take indefinite articles, all right, how then do we show the plurality? Since these no count nouns cannot take indefinite articles, how then should we show that, okay, this advice that I'm giving you, or that I want to give you, is not one. It's more than one. Okay, I want to give you two. And we cannot say two advices because it's wrong. Or two informations because it's wrong. How then do we show the plurality? This is where we use partitive. We use a grammatical element which we call partitive. Now, partitive is like, particitives are used to show the unit of quantification. The unit, the quantity of that particular thing. This is it. If you're saying that rice, for instance, is a no count noun. But I know if you're jobless, you can count nouns. You can count your rice. Okay? But it just doesn't make sense. That's what I'm talking about. It just doesn't make sense to count, to actually do the counting, okay? Now, you're going to use a partitive to now show the unit of that quantity, of how much that particular thing is. Do you understand that? You're going to show a word, you're going to use a word, a partitive to show how much that particular thing is. Okay, not how many now, but how much it is. For instance, you're going to have, what's it called? A cup of rice. You can have a cup of rice. Then a cup of being the partitive verb. You can have a bowl of rice. A bowl of being the partitive verb. Again, you can have a bag of rice. A bag of being the partitive verb. Then it means here now that it will be the participes that you use with the non-count nouns, okay, that will attract the S. Does it make sense? Now, that means if you have a cup of rice now, and you want to show that this is more than one, you're going to say what? You're going to say 2 cups of rice. You're going to say 3 cups of rice. You're going to say a bag of rice. You're going to say 2 bags of rice. Now, this makes sense because every non-count noun that you have has its own partitive. Information, wood, fire, blood, health, education, feedback, research. All of these non-count nouns have their own participes that are used with them. The participes in some cases might be more than one, like the rice that we've looked at. We have a cup of rice, a bag of rice, a bowl of rice, So you have all of this. Now it means that it is your responsibility, okay? It means that it is important for you to find out the participes that are used with these non-count nouns. For instance, talk about blood, for instance. Say blood, a pint of blood. And pint is pronounced as P-I-N-T. Pint is different from pint. P-A-N-T. Okay? A pint, not pint. A pint of blood. 2 pints of blood. Alright? You can talk about an item of news. 2 items of news. Okay? You can talk about a piece of information. 2 pieces of information. Do you understand? So you start using these participes with them. The first responsibility here, in our next class, next video, we're going to talk about some determinants that can be used with non-count nouns. But it's your responsibility, it's your duty now to find out, to start using partitives to show the plurality. You start using partitives to show the plurality. Okay, you have to find out every partitive that we have with your non-count nouns, with wood, with fire, with beans, with water, okay, with fuel, right? With every other non-count nouns that I have given you. It's a responsibility. You have to find them out. Okay, so whenever you know now, as you've known that your non-count nouns here do not take s or es, okay, you use partitives, which is the unit of quantification, to show that unit, okay, to show the measurement. Basically, let me put it that way. For instance, when you talk about meat, okay, it's only in Nigeria that, you know, you just go to the market, you meet an aboki man, say, please sell some meat for me, okay? I want to buy meat. And aboki man will just say, by his own discretion, buy 500 naira, okay, maybe I cut like 5 pieces for you. It's only in Nigeria. In other countries, okay, I mean, same countries, I mean, Nigeria is I don't know, but in other countries where they have systems, they have to actually weigh or measure that meat to show that quantity that you're going to buy, to show the unit that you want to buy. So you buy in units. You buy your bread in units. Okay, so you're going to have a piece of meat. You're going to have a loaf of bread. Okay, that gives us the unit. That because all of these, we're saying that all of these non-count nouns have their own unit. You're going to have a loaf of bread, and it could exist in another unit, could be a slice of bread. So we are going to have loaves of bread, you're going to have slices of bread, or 4 slices of bread. Okay, 2 pieces of meat, and all of this. Okay, in our next class, we're going to look at determinants used with non-count nouns. So it is a responsibility, it's a duty to find out more of these partitives, many of them, more of these partitives that are used with your non-count nouns. Okay. See you in our next video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this YouTube channel, and turn on your post notification when a new post drops. Thank you.